Hello Dev, how are you?
Hello, Henil. I'm fine. What about you?
Thank you for asking. I'm also fine. So, we are gathered here for Video Geeks YouTube series and we are presenting some topics. So, can you describe about the topic that we are presenting today?
Yeah, so today is very interesting topic. So whenever you go to hotels, you have a waiter, right, which brings food from kitchen to your table, right? So
Yeah.
we are going to discuss about that waiter today, but not in
Oh,
hotels, but in the field of computer science. So that waiter is on your screen, which is API, Application Programming Interface, right? It
oh,
brings data from backend to front end, just like the waiter brings food from kitchen to your table, such that it looks good and is is also taste good, right? So in backend,
yeah,
so similarly in backend when the API is made, so it is made in such a way that when it is presented in front end, it looks good and it is also accurate. The data that is serving is also accurate, right? So that's what API
yeah,
is, right?
correct.
So I don't think we need to Google that after what I have simply explained what an API is in the similarity perspective. So one of the platform for API hosting and API making is RapidAPI. This platform, as you can see on the screen, right? On the
Yeah,
very front dashboard, you can see how many developers and APIs and few statistics numbers, huge numbers you can see, right? So that platforms allows you to develop API, allows you to consume API, and even also allow your business to you can actually create a business from the API, right? You can charge people from this platform. It gives you all type of stuff like payment gateway, how many calls you want to charge for how much amount, all the stuff that it gives. So you can see there are many APIs. You can filter them by collections. You know these categories. You can see all the categories. So all the data is available. You see so many of them are there, right? Okay. So now coming to the
yeah,
point where the education sector is there, and particularly in one college, when a student completes its school and going to college, then it needs to choose a college, right? So
yeah,
when choosing a college, each college has colleges are having their cutoff respective to their branch, their year, and various other factors, right? So the how much marks students are having and and which college they get in, right? For making that decision easier, there are some applications that allow you to you know predict which college you can easily get into after your merit is in your hand. Now this
yes,
platform which is there, it is your table in the restaurant, and in the backend part where the application is going to calculate which colleges are suitable for you, right? And what brings the data from the kitchen to the table, for talking here from backend to this front end on your page, would be API. So this API is very important, and this college is
indeed.
yeah, yeah. So this college is usually you know there is a central authority for publication of this merit, that this college is having this merit. There is an official, right, but there is no API that gives you the details of this to make such great application which makes students life easier to predict the college. So I have tried to make this application where a student would add that which set rank. Let's say someone is having 1200 ranks. Like JE rank doesn't matter because it is purely calculated based on good set rank. And before that, let me just uh, reserve one demo server so we can actually make the request to the API. So let's say 1200
Oh,
is the rank of student, and let's say let's not increase the competition and notch chemical branch. So if you click on find, so you can see for 1200
oh,
ranks in
yeah.
chemical branch, these many colleges are available, right? So when
So
I made the
this
yeah
like so this data is that we can see after the information that we enter. So that's for this current year, right?
yeah no, actually this data is old. This data is from
Oh,
2021. So this data you are actually seeing, this implementation is hard coded because I so actually I have hard coded this stuff that when a students get into wait a minute, where is the code? Chemical cut start. So actually we have hard coded this that when student is getting the college, and then there is a comparison of ranks, and the data is added manually, right?
okay.
So
Yeah,
since the data is added manually, every year someone needs to add those data, right?
yeah. Someone need to
Yeah.
do
So
that
to make that
manually.
implementation easier, what I did is I made a API in Flask, Python. Right. You can see the year
Oh,
is 2020 and 2021. The same results you were seeing was because of how this API can be used in making such applications. So there is ID, this is branch. So this is for Nirma College, branch, place, state. You can probably add more fields in this, right? According to
yeah.
how application is recommended by customer or client, right?
Yeah. According to the needs, you can add some more
Yeah,
fields over here.
exactly. So this repo, you can actually contribute to this repo and go to this app py where you can click on edit, and you can make a pull request to add manual data entry for current year, which is 2023-2024, right? So for passing
Yep.
out of current students, they will get a real time data for suggestions of their college admissions, which makes their life easier from their perspective.
Yeah. So what we need to do, as far as I can see, if I brief overview, let's say we want the merit data to be searched by the student from your application very easily, right?
Yeah,
So someone need to gather the data when the data or it is actual merit are released, right? And from that release, we need to enter the this type of what you can say object kind of data in the actual uh, file over here in GitHub, right?
yeah,
And according to that, your application will fetch the data from these files and show it to the student very easily. And they don't need to go search on Google and see the files, the big manual files that they release every year,
exactly,
right?
exactly, yeah,
Okay, that's very interesting.
yeah. So actually, this can also be rather than, because this is technical part, right? So this can also be made as an application where the simple normal user would just put in the values in some form, and that would make the call into this and modify this API, which will again then reflect into the main application. That can also be
Yeah,
done, but from the developer
yeah,
perspective, you can just add one JSON data, one array here, right?
yeah. Or let's say you can make some admin kind of thing where you can
Exactly. Yeah.
modify,
Perfect.
create, and delete data kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah. That that's what can be done. So this API currently is hosted in RapidAPI, as I have introduced RapidAPI to you. So let's go to my studio where we can see how you can make an actual request, how a developer can actually utilize this API to make the request, right? So let's see that. So this is my API, right? So you can see there are
Yep.
two get methods available: get college all and get college vacant seat. So let's just go ahead and make a call, API call, right? So I need to make the request of, you know, get a college list with specific rank, right? So let's say this rank is 350, and the rapid API would automatically write this code for you, which will fetch the API, right? So let's test the endpoint, and you will get how many colleges. When you want to make the API call, let's make one test API call, so we can see how many uh, stuff you can get from the API.
Okay.
So let's run a simple test. So we need to get the
The GUI
API.
kind of thing is very useful.
Yeah,
The GUI kind of thing is very helpful.
yeah, GUI. But you just not don't need to do code,
A
right?
core, yeah.
You just do whatever you want. So let's existing API, I think, right? That's the existing code, and you can visually just make the uh, calls here, right? So this code here will be for 350 rank, so you can get what colleges you would get for 350 rank in Gujarat state,
That's yeah, that's
right? So
like
as you can
very
see, there
high
is,
class rank, and you can get very good colleges.
yeah. So let's wait.
Oh, yeah, I can see the process. Right?
Yeah, so it has failed because of server issue. Let's start one more.
So from where it would fetch the data.
It's on render. It's on. It's hosted on a render. You know render, right?
Okay. Yeah.
That's hosted on render. So since we were not making API calls very frequently, so it was on idle. So it took some time to get the data, but finally we got the data. So you can see if you are having 350 rank, you get in very top college of the Gujarat, which is Nirma, right? You can see exactly
Oh,
that.
yeah, I can see that.
Uh, so these are the information you can directly use in your front end side code, right? And I have given you
Yeah.
very many opportunities here. You can either contribute to the very uh, front application this, either you can contribute directly to the API, or you can make a platform where this API can be updated, right? Or you can just modify this hosted API in the rapid API. So I will put all the links in the description, and I will uh, put a little, path on how to, little steps. It will be easier for you to just navigate through them and contribute to this API projects to make students college decisions very easier, right? So yeah, that's it from my side.
Yeah.
Anything else you are having?
Yeah, that's great actually. That there are what you can say several opportunities that we can see, like several ways we can contribute to this project, right?
Yeah,
And hopefully we'll see some more videos from your side there, like a detailed explanation of how you can contribute, a detailed explanation of
yeah, sure.
how you can use Rapid API and all those stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So hopefully more people will
So
contribute, then we will surely make more of these videos.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
right. Yeah. Thank you.